Yeah, great win over a really good team. I thought we hung in. We didn't really ever have an answer for Markowski in taking away threes from a lot of their kids, and we kind of had said that they'd shot the three so well that was kind of going to be our MO until it wasn't. But just proud of the way we hung in. We really moved the ball. 23 assists, 7 turnovers. We found the right people, and I thought Molly hit some huge shots. Mal was, I thought, really good all game, and then Lauren, she's really good.
Open the floor to questions for the student athletes.
Molly, but before you hit your first one, did you know you hadn't hit one yet? And what did it do once you saw it go through?
Yeah, the past couple of games I haven't really been hitting shots, but these guys have been on me all week about just staying in it, keeping shooting, and once I saw that first one going, I was like, all right, here we go, I'm ready to go.
Mallory, what were you thinking when the ball found you in that corner?
I mean, I told my teammates I was shooting it. Like I knew it was going up, and I had a feeling once Lauren was she got denied a little bit. It was coming my way, and I was just gonna let it fly.
Mallory's, last year especially, has been kind of known for tone-setting third quarters out of the blue. All of a sudden, did you feel like, in terms of looking for sparks, like her energy defensively, making plays offensively, the transition, that it changed the kind of like the feel of how that game felt when Nebraska was in control in the second quarter?
Yeah, for sure. Mal's an energy player. She does a lot out there, and we knew that our activity on defense was going to be huge. I think we all bought in, especially Mal, and she makes those plays. She was great on the glass today, getting us 0 boards and just making winning plays.
I guess, how did it feel for you out there? There's a lot of tricky matchups. Like Markowski's a big physical 5, but they also have the ability to attack off the bounce and knock down threes. What was it like trying to, with all the switchability defensively, trying to make plays out there against that kind of an offense?
Yeah, they're a very talented offense. And I just think that I know we talked about having like a gritty mindset, just kind of taking them out of their rhythm, whether that's meeting Markowski before she gets too low on us, keeping our feet active, not getting too high, and just disrupting the pass into her and running them off the line. It was all those little things that got us this win. So.
It's your second 30-piece of the season. How did it feel tonight? It seemed like there was an emphasis to be really physical with you off the ball. How did you find your spots to attack and score at the rate you did tonight?
Yeah, I think I said this after the Drake game, but I really just try to let the game come to me. They make it easy. My teammates know how to get me open and set me screens and get me the ball. And so if they're taking away my 3, just finding other ways to score. But like I said, emphasis on they know how to get me open, because if our offense wasn't the way it was and if I didn't play with them, it'd be a lot harder for me to score 30.
So Lauren, when you pass the ball to Mallory, when the ball goes up, you like to take. Like, what was your mindset when you saw the ball?
I will have to admit, it's not like I had the confidence with Morgan being in the corner, but I was super, super hyped when it went in. But I was saying she was making them in warm-ups. I always shoot behind Mel in the warm-up line, and she was, cashing them in warm-ups. So, given that, I guess I'm not shocked.
I forgot where I was going.
And then once it goes in, was there a we're going to win this game?
Oh, yeah.
Like, did you kind of sense that once that one went in, that was
Yeah.
good?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think it was tied at that time.
Yeah.
So I go in, we're like, we're winning this.
Yeah.
66-66.
Yeah.
After you hit your first one, I think Mal hit hers. They kind of went zone. Were you surprised that they did that, considering? You guys got control of the game with your perimeter shooting.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys see when they went zone? Were you looking for another 3, or did it just kind of happen?
They went zone a little bit in the first half, just like a quick one. But yeah, I was kind of surprised, especially with, all the shooters that we have on our team. But once we went into that, we called a play, and we're like, something's gonna go up.
We have time for 2 more questions for the student athletes.
What's it like watching LJ pull up 30 pieces over here? She gives you guys a lot of credit, but when she's
Right.
when she's flowing like that and making big shots, making big plays off the dribble, what is the general tenor of the team when she's going like that?
Yeah, you guys think that it's,
Yep.
you know, really cool, but like she does that every single day, you know, so it's nothing really new for us. But yeah, she's in the gym all the time. She's one of our hardest workers, and it just proves in the game.
We're going to probably guard Britt the most, and she's 5 years younger than you, but similar games in some ways. What did you think of her tonight as a true freshman? Of Britt?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great player. Obviously, we're familiar with her. We recruited her. She's from Omaha. She has a really bright future, a good career ahead of her. You know, to come in here in a packed environment like this in an in-state rivalry and play the way she did, it was impressive. She showed a lot of poise. You know, she came up big for them in good moments, and I'm excited to watch her career.
Last question for the student athletes. All right, you
Thank
guys are good? Planning today?
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Okay.
And
Good job.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
open the floor to questions for Coach.
I'm dying to know your I'm dying to know your reaction when Mal tees up a 3, 66, 66.
Yeah, well, I mean, she had to, you know, sometimes the easier ones to shoot are when the shot clock is so low, you know you have to shoot it. I think it was in the 3 range, and she did get her feet set. I mean, it's still a low percentage shot. I mean, I love Mal. She's been fun to coach, but, you know, a quick story, I think it was probably late January, early February, she banked in a 3 at Xavier, and I said to the official as he's running back down by me, I said, that's her first made 3 of the year, and he goes, and probably her last. As an official, I knew, but she did hit one more. She hit 2, I think, last year. But yeah, it's rare. You know, but you know, I look at it like, you know, Callan Hake banked a 3 in the first half. I mean, luck is, you know, I'm not. It is a little bit. Mal's not going to make 10 out of 17 of those or whatever, but like, you know, there were lucky bounces. Maybe, you know, if you take that 3 off the board, you know, it's different too. So there's tips, you know, tips and bounces over the course of the first 37 minutes. 6th of her career, yeah.
A lot of shots made tonight, but I mean, the toughness quotient, did you feel like this was going to come down to that, and did you out-tough them just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, from a psychological standpoint, I told our team, whether it's true or not, like I told them that we'd been stressed more than they'd been stressed. That through their 5 games, through our 3 games, we'd been stressed. And so when you get to a 4th quarter and felt like it'd be a close game, I mean, it doesn't mean that that's why we won, but I don't think it hurts. I think the fact that we were, you know, in a close game at South Dakota State, and we had to execute down the stretch to beat Drake, and you know, Kansas State was a little different, but it's still a tough, hostile environment where you're stressed and you got to play well, and you know, but yeah. So I told him that before the game. I said, you're gonna be in a better position to execute in a close game than they are. Whether that's true or not, I told him that because I want him to believe that.
A lot of the game was kind of stars going back and forth. But
Yeah.
I remember the 4th quarter, you had Mallory and Molly combined for 17 or 20
Yeah.
points there. How big was that to kind of break that tie for much of the game?
Yeah, I thought, you know, for Molly that was big. I mean, Mal contributes in so many ways. Her baskets aren't necessarily going to win us games. I mean, tonight her baskets helped us win a game, but for Molly, I think it was huge because she hadn't shot the ball. She scored 10 points at the very end of the South Dakota State game, but she has not scored the ball at the level that she's going to. And so I just think when you see the ball go in against a really good team in a tough game, that's a huge, even for a 50-year kid, that's important because it's, you know, she doesn't have, the other part is she doesn't have the ball in her hands as much. And now that we're starting Kiani and Lauren, you know, one of Molly's adjustments is she's not our primary point guard as much. She doesn't have the ball in her hands as much, so it's harder, maybe a little bit harder for her to get a rhythm. And I think that could be part of why she hadn't, you know, necessarily had a lot of point production through the first 3 games or 3 3/4 almost.
I know it didn't necessarily change the game on the scoreboard because it still went kind of back and forth, but was Mallory's activity level and the play she was able to make right out of the gate in the second half, did that feel like it changed the complexion of what had been a Nebraska control game at that point?
Yeah, I felt like we defended. I mean, I felt like we defended a little bit better in the second half, just a little bit more activity in the post, and she's really good at playing around, not letting the offensive player find her body. Her activity level, which she had 4 steals, and just her, we're not a highly disruptive team, but I think with her and Kiani, we're probably a little bit more disruptive, or have the potential to be a little more disruptive than we've been in the past.